Oh, you got on there?
Yep. Now you got to wait.
All right, so we're going to start just quick with breaking news.
Yep.
Jesper Boquist just signed.
Yep. Just don't go right away. Hold on. We see ourselves. We can start right now.
Okay. Hey, I'm Nick Villano with Pucks and Pitchforks. Here with Sam Wu with the Let's Go Devils podcast. How are we doing?
I'm doing good. Hey, it's a beautiful day. I mean, it was raining before, but we're outside Amalie Arena, as everyone can see.
Yes, we're outside. We're here in Tampa, live on scene at Amalie Arena with the State of the Fan address. And first, we got to say, State of the Fan, really good right this second because we got breaking news. Swedish prospect Jesper Boquist just signing a 3-year deal with the Devils. This is a really big signing. I mean, it's kind of expected. We thought this was going to happen, but I did have my doubts because he did sign that 1-year deal with his Swedish league team. But Sam, I mean, we got a guy who might be in the top 9 starting next year signed on the team.
That's a beautiful signing. I mean, Ray Shero is getting it done right now with some of his own prospects that are in the system. And this is right before the 2019 NHL draft. So that's all good news. And I'm waiting to see this kid.
Yeah, I mean, former second-round pick. He had all the skill in the world. He fell a little bit. I think he had first-round skill going into the draft, and he kind of proved it with his team. He played on the top line for most of the season, the Swedish in his league. So I think he can come in. I think he can make an impact directly. I think it is a little bit limited because he's still missing some of that goal-scoring prowess. And that's what you expect from a guy his age. He's 19 or 20. He's on the cusp there. So still a little bit to go there.
Yeah, well, look. Sorry, I wasn't paying attention. I was paying attention to Facebook Live. I see Eric Selden is watching us.
Oh, Eric Selden is watching us. Hi, Eric. So we can kind of move on. I just wanted to touch on that real quick because it was breaking news. But we are here to talk about buyout candidates. There's some major names that are going to get cut this season. But, Sam, right now they are just names. They're all coming off really bad seasons. And if they bring in the production that they brought this year, I want the Devils to stay completely away from them. But I'm going to talk about 3 names specifically. The first I want to talk to you about is the Ducks' Corey Perry. Corey Perry coming off a season where he only played 31 games, but I still think he has 50-point season still left in him. I think he can do a lot in this top 6 for at least one season, maybe to give him that prove-it deal, and then maybe he gets on a 3-year deal with the Kings or something. But, I mean, what do you think about bringing Corey Perry on just for a 1-year kind of try-it deal?
Well, you're talking about veteran leadership, some guy that has won the cup before. This is a young Devils team, with Taylor Hall being one of the elder statesmen now, if you could believe that. Andy Green, towards the latter end of his career, getting Corey Perry some size up front, and then presumably Jack Hughes or Capo Caco in the first round. You're going to need, a player like that, someone like maybe even Brian Boyle for that matter. But Corey Perry, the guy can score. The guy is big, and he has experience. I think that would be a good buy.
Yeah, I think, if you look at 50 points, with 50 points away in the Devils last season, it's, top 3. So, they could use a guy on that second line who can score. That's something that they haven't exactly had over the past few years. So I definitely think that Corey Perry would be worth at least a conversation. Don't trade for him. You don't want anything near that contract, but let the Ducks buy him out. And another guy that I think maybe they should at least consider is Edmonton Oilers' big guy. You talked about size. Milan Lucic. Again, I would only want him for a 1-year deal after he was bought out, kind of see if maybe Edmonton was just a terrible fit because he had a decent first season when they made the playoffs, and then he fell off a cliff. Does he have one more year where he can kind of come into the bottom 6 of the Devils, bring some grit, and some of that, just stand in front of the net and just like potch in some goals shot from the point? What do you think?
Well, when I think of Milan Lucic, I think of Claude Lemieux. You need to have a pest. You need to have a rat. You need somebody that's going to stir it up. And I think that's what the Devils were kind of lacking last season. I mean, you can't have Taylor Hall or any of these guys doing the dirty work, or Kyle Palmieri and Nico. You can't have Nico throwing punches. You need to have these guys scoring, but you need to have that pest that's going to get under the skin of the opposing team and change their game around and have them play the Devils game, which is going to be a lot of speed and a lot of skill.
Yeah, I think as long as you don't put him on a line with Jack Hughes or Nico, where he has to catch up with that speed. If you put him on a line with, if you put him on a line with Zajac, or even on that fourth line with whether it's, if they re-sign Boyle or a Kevin Rooney or a McLeod, somebody like that. McLeod might not be the best fit because he is a speedster too, but maybe if you put Rooney or you re-sign Boyle and you kind of put that around there, I think that would be a decent fit. As long as he doesn't play like he did last year. If the Lucic of now is the Lucic we saw last year, then I think it's a stay away. Now, one guy who I'm on the fence still. I'm still trying to wrap my head around him is Dion Phaneuf. So Dion Phaneuf likely going to get bought out in LA. Probably had one of the worst seasons for a defenseman in the league last year. 6 points for the entire season. This is a guy who's regularly scored, 30, 40, 50, and he had 6 last year. But the reason why I'm hesitant to kind of just shun him out altogether is the LA Kings were a mess last year. They didn't like the coach. Then they fired the coach early in the season. They still didn't seem to get any chemistry. Quick was hurt, and then he wasn't that good, and then he looked good, but, the defense wasn't playing well, and it just didn't seem like there was a fit there. But maybe he could come in here. He's not going to take your first line role. You're basically going to have to try to make it work with 3 second line guys in Vatanen, Severson, and him and kind of put it together. But I think if it's a 1-year thing, I think it might work.
Yeah, well, the first thing I think about Dion Phaneuf, he's so 2003, 2007. But at the same time, look at the Devils' defense this past season. What do you have to lose? You get a defenseman that can still hit, potentially could put up points. Maybe that would be a good fit in the latter part of his career, and he's on an exciting young team that can make a Stanley Cup push.
Now, I would much rather sign Anton Strollman from the Tampa Bay Lightning. He played right here at Amalie Arena. I'd much rather sign him to a deal, even give him a 2-year deal with big money, than sign Phaneuf for a minimum. But, there's going to be a lot of teams trying to get defense this offseason. So the Devils are going to have a lot of people that they're competing with, and I think that they can't poo-poo any options. And I think that Dion Phaneuf, if they could figure out that last year was a fluke, I'd say, why not give him a shot?
Yeah, well, you know what? It's what Eric Selden says on the Facebook Live group. The defense guys need a big D, a get-in-your-face brute with the quality game. Who is that guy? I mean, Dion Phaneuf does fit the bill, and you know what? For a buyout at the right price with this young team, why not? Why not? If you think about it. But again, part of me says Dion Phaneuf, he's so 2003, 2007, and do we want? Well, should I say it?
What?
The sloppy stuff. Yeah, we'll just leave that for another day.
Yeah,
that's 2008 Sean Avery like. But anyway.
Yeah, Sean Avery, breaking news and giving you sloppy, you know what. So, Sam, I think that's it. I think that's it for the buyout candidates. We got Jesper Boquist on the team. Yeah. There's some big names getting bought out. Maybe we can kind of get them for cheap. I think that I'm excited to be a Devils fan again.
Oh, it's always a good, happy Devils Monday today. It's a happy Devils, whatever. So, all right.
Any day that ends in Y is a good day to be a Devils fan. Well, Sam, thank you very much. Coming all the way to Tampa to do this.
Yep. Great. All right. So I'm going to close out.
Okay. He's going to close out. Thank you, Devils fans. We'll have a lot more on the website this week. The prospects report's coming out this week, so look for that. Thanks, guys.